Hello, I'm Kathleen Hall, and this is the way I see it.
Hello, I'm Ken Pierre. This is the way we see it.
Here we are at that blessed time of year, the holidays.
Here we're here.
We're in the Thanksgiving era at this point, heading into Christmas or Hanukkah, or anyway, the holy days. And one of the things a lot of people don't think about are guests coming to your house. So what Ken and I wanted to take a few minutes and talk about is lots of times when your family comes or friends, it can seed World War III for the future. So me coming from a family of 9 people, I know how this can happen and harboring feelings in the future that you don't know what happened. So what I'd like to talk about is some tips for guests. Do you think that'd help anybody?
Oh, I think it'll help tremendously, especially with the political tension that we have going on.
You're right. We have enough stuff going on, right?
Yeah, so.
And then your brother and sister you haven't talked to in a year. And
Sports teams rivalries.
Sports team rivalries. There could be a whole bunch of stuff going on.
Plethora.
So first off, hey, send out a newsletter ahead of time. Let everybody know what the ground rules are. Bring your own pillow if you're funny about that. Bring your own food. If you're a vegan or salt-free diet or whatever you have going on, gluten-free, nowadays it's a minefield. In the old days when I was young, it was each to their own. But nowadays it's a totally different landscape. So that's one. 2 is make sure that you put signs around your house so that everybody's on the same page. To assume you're going to have tons of people in your home and everybody is going to have the same respect or boundaries is ridiculous, because you're always going to have, alcoholic Uncle Harry. You're going to have, mindless Joe, my brother, whatever it is, it's going to be there. So first, why not put a note that is right in the middle of everything and list the rules? And these are some of the rules you could put. To create one room, maybe a guest room or something that's the quiet area during the day. That's the people that are readers, want to go online, have a little quietness. Then have an activity room. That's the one people that want to watch football, the Macy's Day Parade, any of that stuff, play gaming things with each other. Then at least they're in one area. And another thing that's especially tricky is the bathroom. And Ken, I know you can attest to this. You're a guy.
I know too well.
No sports reading materials in the bathroom.
No phones or tablets.
Phones or tablets, and if you really want to keep guys out there, put something like a Robert Frost book of poetry, and you will flush them out of there, pun intended.
Pun intended.
But the other thing is, it's not just that you don't want them to stay in there so long. We all know what happens when men stay too long in the bathroom. Yep.
I don't know what she's talking about.
It's just a horrible thing. I'm not going to go into it. But anyway, so make sure, hey, Olivia, make sure that you have that as one of the rules. Another one, 5-minute showers. Unless you have special dispensation from the owner of the house, 5 minutes. Each person only gets 1 towel for the whole weekend. Sorry. You're clean when you come out of the shower. Why do you need more than 1 towel? And make sure that if you're the last person using the toilet paper, you replace the roll. All of these are little bullet points outside the bathroom. Everybody got the same rules, right? Next mine in the minefield is the refrigerator. So now the girls have taken over you.
Yeah.
Sorry, they just love you.
It's all good.
Next is the refrigerator. Boy, a lot can happen in the kitchen with the refrigerator. First off, you don't want anybody like you to snack in the middle of the night. Ken or my daughter, who likes to forage at night, and forget about Jim, my husband, is ridiculous. But they get in there, and not on purpose, but they get the wrong food. So make sure that you have them marked. You don't want to eat the vegan's food or the salt-free or the cardiologist prescribed food. And the next thing is the biggest thing you don't want to mess in the refrigerator is your wife, your partner, your mother's, your grandmother's recipe.
Yeah.
And they have these special things in there to use the next morning, and you have eaten them. Okay, the stores are all closed. So, mark the food. It's the best thing you can do. That is one of the biggest minefields.
How many times has that happened in this household?
Oh my God. And then last but not least, do not forget. Now this brings up all of our issues, especially mine. Rejection, childhood rejection, abandonment, all kinds of issues. Is when Ken wants to head out and go to Macy's, or he wants to go out and go for a long walk, or he wants to go to a movie. That's another great trap. And you think you've told everybody, and everybody's loaded up in the 2 cars, but Kathleen went back in to brush her teeth or put a sweater on, and you left her at home. All the issues come up. This could last a whole year of rejection issues and fights in the family. So, at the front door, we have a little event poster. Ken, going to Macy's 11 o'clock. 3 o'clock, Kathleen, going for a walk. Movies, 7 o'clock. So that everything is there, so that if you're rejected, it's up to you.
Got an itinerary. Got to have an itinerary.
So that's kind of it. What did you think about the tips?
I think they're brilliant because that'll save a lot of heartache, and you won't have to hear about it through other Thanksgivings. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I
Well,
think,
and it's kind of like me being in the stress field. It's amazing what little things like this. You're more hyper vigilant during holiday because you don't want to step on toes. But we all have issues, don't we?
And it's super proactive.
Good word. See, isn't he just amazing? It's proactive. You're right.
I agree.
And knowing that you're entering a minefield, just knowing it, and you should know about this better than anybody in the military, is, I hate to use that image if it's bothering you, but know it ahead of time, right? And then you can look at the plan and do everything else. So, anyway, and by the way, if you really want to be all over it and be OCD, you could send a newsletter out afterwards to everybody or an email and say, what were the best things that we did this holiday and what were the worst, so you can get input so you don't create it
That's
again.
a great idea. That's a great idea.
I just thought of that one. That one just came up. But I'm Kathleen Hall. Have a great holiday. And this is the way I see it.
I'm Ken Pierre. It's the way I see it. You guys have a great Thanksgiving, great weekend. Be safe. And don't be out there for Black Friday doing crazy things, okay? Love you guys. See ya.
Thank you. Goodbye.